The time is 7:32 right here from the studios of Urban Radio 94.5. Welcome to Urban Sport Tonight. Here are the headline for some of the major stories. Liverpool to make second offer for Alexander Isak after first bid was rejected. Chelsea offers players for Alejandro Garnacho. Norris stops Hungarian Grand Prix practice as Verstappen investigated. More of these in the news. I am Banky O. Newcastle United have braced for a second offer from Liverpool for striker Alexander Isak after seeing their first bid rejected. It's been reported that Liverpool's opening offer was £110 million plus add-ons. However, the total offer did not reach £120 million. Newcastle do not want to sell and value Isak at £150 million. The Sweden international is training alone at his former club Real Sociedad's training facilities amid uncertainty over his Newcastle future. It is understood Newcastle are aware of Isak's whereabouts as he recovers from the minor injury that the club says has kept him from traveling to Singapore for their preseason tour, with the player expected back in Northeast next week. The 25-year-old has informed Newcastle that he wants to explore his options in this transfer window after Liverpool previously made an informal approach for Isak. Alexander Isak scored 23 goals in Premier League last season, second only to Mohamed Salah. The Sweden international has also outperformed his expected goals of 20.42, underlining his elite level finishing and composure in front of goal. Tottenham are closing in on a loan move for Bayern Munich midfielder João Palhinha. Talks between the clubs are at an advanced stage with an agreement in principle in place. An agreement over personal terms is unlikely to pose a problem, and the deal is set to carry an option for 30 years for the 30-year-old to make the transfer permanent. Palhinha significant Premier League experience, making 60 top-flight appearances in 2 years at Fulham before his move to Germany for £42.3 million in July 2024. However, the Portugal international has made just 6 Bundesliga starts since his move to Bavaria and is keen for a return to England. Spurs have already made Matthias Tell's loan move for Bayern Munich permanent since the arrival of head coach Thomas Frank, while Ahmed Kudus has been signed from West Ham in a deal worth £55 million. They had previously looked to add to their midfield but failed in their pursuit of Nottingham Forest captain Morgan Gibbs-White. Premier League giant Manchester United are now the only club left in the running to sign RB Leipzig striker Benjamin Sesko. This follows the withdrawal of Newcastle United, who are trying to get a replacement from the want-away Alexander Isak, but the Magpies believe they won't stand a chance if they are competing against the Red Devils for Sesko. According to reports, United have now informed Leipzig of their desire to submit an offer for the Slovenian international. For Manchester United, they've showed enough interest in the £64 million rated striker, and it's become United's top target following internal disagreement over striker priorities. Despite speculations, Rasmus Højlund is not expected to leave Old Trafford as manager Ruben Amorim sees Sesko as healthy competition for the Dane. Still talking about Manchester United, they are interested in Paris Saint-Germain goalkeeper Gianluigi Donnarumma. Donnarumma has entered the final year of his contract, and PSG are close to signing a new keeper, Lille's Lucas Chevalier. The Italy international is in no rush to decide his future and is willing to compete with Chevalier for the number one spot so that he can remain at PSG. It is still a possibility that it stays with the Champions League winners beyond this summer. However, United interest throws the future of Andre Onana into doubt. The Cameroon international is with the squad in the United States, but is currently sidelined with a hamstring injury. Gianluigi Donnarumma will be a massive signing for Manchester United, both literally and figuratively. A 6'5" Italy shot stopper is an enormous presence in the goal mouth and is regarded as one of the best goalkeepers in the business. FIFA Club World Cup champions Chelsea reportedly offering two of its players as part of a swap deal for Manchester United winger Alejandro Garnacho this summer. The Premier League West London club is offering both Nicolas Jackson and Christopher Nkunku to Manchester United as part of the proposed transfer. Manchester United wanted to complete Garnacho's transfer for a big sum, but Chelsea are keen on lowering the asking price for the player. Ruben Amorim's side have already completed the signing of Matheus Cunha and Brian Mbeumo and are keen on adding more strength to the attacking line. Garnacho has also attracted interest from Napoli this summer, but the Serie A giant fined £45 million price tag on the player too expensive. The Argentina international, however, is eager to stay in England and continue his career. The 21-year-old joined Manchester United from Atletico Madrid in 2020 and was promoted to the club's first team in 2022. For Alejandro Garnacho, it's hoping they can remain in England. Chelsea today announced transfer deals for two players, Mamadou Sarr and Leo Castoudine. In a statement on their website, the Premier League West London club said Sarr had joined French League on side Strasbourg on a season-long loan. Sarr was included in Chelsea's squad for the 2025 FIFA Club World Cup, joined the Blues from Strasbourg in June. The centre-back, a France under-20 international, made his Chelsea debut in their victory over AS Tunis and featured in every match-day squad en route to the Blues being crowned world champions. Castoudine, meanwhile, will spend the 2025-26 season on loan with Huddersfield Town. He has been with the Premier League West London club since the under-15 levels. The 19-year-old made his senior debut in the League Cup semi-final against Middlesbrough in January 2024, which they won. North London side Arsenal have moved away from Real Madrid's Rodrigo as they focus on signing Crystal Palace's Eberechi Eze and Newcastle United's Anthony Gordon. Rodrigo has been linked with a move to Arsenal, Tottenham Hotspur and other clubs in Europe. Rodrigo has no interest in joining Tottenham despite reports linking him with a move to the Premier League club. The Brazil international is aiming for a bigger club than Spurs if he leaves Real Madrid this summer. Rodrigo was among three players the Los Blancos are open to sell this summer transfer window. The 24-year-old wants a guarantee from Madrid manager Xabi Alonso that he would get more regular playing time in the new season. Rodrigo didn't play regularly for Alonso's side during the 2025 FIFA Club World Cup, which was won by Chelsea. Premier League will not reduce in size from 20 to 18, says Chief Executive Richard Masters, amid tensions with World Governing Body FIFA over the congested international calendar. The top flight season begins on the 15th of August, kicking off 11 months of competitive action, which will end in the United States for the World Cup final on the 19th of July. The season starts 3 weeks after Chelsea beat Paris Saint-Germain to win the FIFA Club World Cup and 2 weeks after the final round of Summer Series matches. Manchester City midfielder Rodri suggested last year that players are close to going on strike because of the increase in games. France's Ligue 1 reduced from 20 to 18 from the 2023-24 season. And to Formula One, Lando Norris added teammate Oscar Piastri to a McLaren 1-2 in final Friday practice at the Hungarian Grand Prix. Norris was 0.291 seconds quicker than the Australian, who leads the Britain by 16 points in the World Championship, heading into the last race before Formula One summer break. But neither driver had an ideal run in the second session. Norris had to abort his first flying lap after a mistake at turn 2, while Piastri had heavy traffic on his fastest. Red Bull's Max Verstappen was in 14th and said over the radio, "I don't know what's going on. It's undrivable. I just can't get any balance." The four-time champion is under investigation from race stewards for appearing to throw an item out of his cockpit while on track. Ferrari's Charles Leclerc was third fastest, 0.399 seconds of Norris's pace, and of Aston Martin's of Lance Stroll and Fernando Alonso. That's all we have in the news, talking points and conversations. Next. All right, tonight we have Newcastle United have rejected the first bid for Alexandra Isak, predictably, because they want £150 million for Alexandra Isak, and they've rejected the first bid. And the story is that they've also rejected the bid close to £120 million for Alexandra Isak. Will Liverpool go in for a third bid, or maybe a second bid for Alexandra Isak if that bid has not been made at 120 to 150 million pounds? Does Liverpool really need to sign Alexandra Isak into the Liverpool squad already with Ugo Ekitike when they thought Isak would not be available for them to sign? Do they need to bring in Alexandra Isak into the side? So we are going to wait and see if they're going to make a third bid or a second bid, something close to 150 million pounds. What's the consequence of having Alexandra Isak, playing for Liverpool? It means that they get to fortify every part of the team. We have Ugo Ekitike playing that number 9 position, potentially. Of course, Alexandra Isak can assist, can create chances, can dribble, has pace, acceleration on the wing, and can come into taking that Luis Diaz's position. Ever present Mohamed Salah, yes, trying to do his business on the right, cutting it from the right to shoot and create chances. He has the highest number of assists recorded last season and also the top scorer in the Premier League. Alexander Isak was second to Mohamed Salah. Now you're going to have both of them playing for Liverpool. It means go home. Every other team in the Premier League, Chelsea, Arsenal, Manchester United, go home, because we're about to shut down the Premier League for a second season. But what does it do to Newcastle United? Newcastle United would not allow Alexandra Isak to leave if they don't have a replacement for Alexandra Isak. It makes no sense that you sell your strongest, most prized asset in the Premier League, because if Isak leaves Newcastle United to Liverpool, is going to be the most expensive British player. The most expensive signing in England, to switch places. And for Newcastle United, if they have to sell Alexander Isak, they have to either bring in Yohan Wissa, from Brentford, who I'm sure Brentford do not want to sell, but he also wants to leave, just like Mbema has gone to Manchester United, or they consider re-entering a bid for Benjamin Sesko. So they can't allow Alexander Isak to leave without providing a cover. Now they try to sign Ugo Ekitike. He went to Liverpool. Alexander Isak woke up one morning and said, "I want to explore other options. This relationship doesn't fit me anymore. I want to have a house in Lekki. I want to drive a Lamborghini. I want to be with the big boys of English football. Let me explore other options." This is a relationship that's been tight. It's going to probably lead to a beautiful marriage. Let's keep the relationship open. And of course, it's scattered the dressing room, it's scattered the locker room, every particular room, at Tyneside, at the St. James Park. Is so bad that now had to train with his former club, who brought him to Newcastle United. So for Alexander Isak, we are going to see how this drama is going to play out. I'm sure that Liverpool might not be able to pay might not want to pay £150 million for Alexander Isak. They might want to see the transfer to the final week of the new season. But then for Newcastle United, it spells danger for them because there's no replacement currently in their squad for Alexander Isak. They already sold Wilson already left the squad, and if Isak leaves, they need to bring in a quality signing. Now talking about a quality signing, Galatasaray as the last quality signing. Talking about Victor Osimhen is already a Galatasaray player. A record amount of money took him to Turkey. It was celebrated. He is a god in Turkey. Just look at how they celebrated him at Galatasaray. That would have been a waiting option because Obafemi Akinwumi Martins performed at Newcastle United. Shola Melby also performed at Newcastle United. Newcastle United, they have a history of having Nigerian strikers, and trust me, Victor Osimhen would have fit particularly perfectly for that team, but they don't have that option right now. So I'm sure that they will have to think about a way of bringing in a new striker. I'm just trying to think the last, super striker that can go to Newcastle United if Alexander Isak leaves. Let's look at maybe Kolomuani can go there. Maybe they can go to Juventus and bring in Vlahovic, who I think is a bit washed right now. I'm just thinking because Newcastle United will not sell Alexander Isak to Liverpool without getting a replacement. It's just a madness for me. How is Manchester United thinking of selling Garnacho to Chelsea, their direct rival? All right, I'm going to bring in Favour in at this point to weigh in on some of these conversations. Good evening to you, Favour.
Good evening to you, Banky.
All right, Alexander Isak to Liverpool has been a conversation that has been, a trendy conversation in the last 2 weeks. Now, I talked about the last super striker that's been sold, talking about Victor Osimhen. Do you think, in your opinion, that Osimhen and Isak, who is the better player between Osimhen and Isak, in your opinion?
You want to bring in some bias because you know that we are Nigerian by blood. So, well, both of them have been outstanding in their various spheres, which I'll give them up to. Isak was very, very dominating in the last season Premier League, and comparing both of them, they have this great speed, very good scoring accuracy. But person we know one day your club, you know one day now. If you want come out, make come out. Like you rightly said, Osimhen would have been a good replacement, especially coming into the Premiership. I can say who is better. Imagine no knock me stone for street because Osimhen is our guy, and Isak is also one of our brothers that changed country because that guy looks like a fully guy somewhere in the north. Yeah.
But for Alexander Isak going to Newcastle United, personally, do you want going to Liverpool? Personally, do you want that move to happen?
Nah, I think he should stay back.
Why?
Newcastle. Liverpool is already
for the brother himself.
No, Liverpool is already stuffed up. What thing they won't do again? They never do before.
Okay.
If this guy stays back at Newcastle, he has a chance to rewrite a story, which I feel they're already in track to.
Okay.
Yeah, because I mean they've improved so much. This guy has turned into one of the best forwards in the Premiership.
Yeah.
And they still have a chance in the Champions League, and they can even make it to winning the league title if they
say what?
See, don't look Newcastle. I know. No, bring down Manchester United the corner because if you compare, they actually did well and they are actually in good form. Immediately, this guy pulled back. Look at what their preseason games has turned into.
Losses.
It's the mental guy.
But let me tell you something. Yeah, Alexander Isak came to Newcastle for £60 million. His valuation right now from Newcastle is £150 million. That's a £90 million
That's
profit.
ridiculous.
Sell, bro.
That is ridiculous. These people are selfish. See, in my opinion, he's not worth 150 million. He's a good player, yes, but
he's not what?
150. Banky, stop.
£150 million.
Man, don't go there.
Striker in the Premier League.
Oh, please.
And Newcastle United.
It is too much. It's overrated. For me,
Isak is overrated.
In my opinion, 150 is too
All right, 09160005945. Favour says Isak is overrated. I'm trying to compare Isak and Victor Osimhen of the Super Eagles of Nigeria, former African Footballer of the Year. Better than Benjamin Sesko. Manchester United are trying to sign. All right, we'll get to that conversation for Benjamin Sesko. Good evening to you. Hello? Yes, your name and location. Mr. Tottenham. Are you ready for this season, bro? Yeah, right, because you beat us once and I think say you don't ready. Your palm oil go stain your white. Alright. Yeah. The momentum they used to knock us now. Yeah. They don't they just blood you, paint you raved. Mm. You have to do it in the league, oh, bro. Yes, Rodrigo. This is Tottenham in the scope of things from a player that's won multiple Champions League and have won what? And wait till they win. Wait till they win. Europa League. Now you want Rodrigo. We don't win Champions League multiple times and the league to come win for Tottenham. Make a contest Europa League. Uh, no, Alana. Which I won't tell you. I don't remember but it's fine. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you. 0916005945 0916004945. And for Rodrigo, it seems very expensive, and the likes of Arsenal particularly, are no longer interested in Rodrigo because it's going to come in expensive. But Iberici is a player Arsenal need to bring in on their left wing. Even both on the wing, on the left wing, or even in the left part of the midfield, because you watch Martin Odegaard struggle to give those eagle eye passes, line breaking passes against Tottenham. You watch him struggle badly. You watch Bukayo Saka get figured out, in the Premier League last season, and they continue doubling up on him. We saw Tottenham got into low blocks last match against Arsenal, and no one to break them down. And we saw Gyökeres coming into the side, and the Arsenal team failed to adjust their tactics and the great moment for him to be able to put by the back of the net. Yes, you might say it's a preseason match that Arsenal particularly don't need to win, but you want to build momentum going into the new season. Is Eberechi Eze the answer for Arsenal? I would say yes, because it's extremely creative. It's perfect in every way. He can do everything for the Arsenal side. Good evening to you. Hello. All right, 0916005945. Good evening to you. Yes, how far now? Your name and location.
Good evening to you too.
Mm-hmm. What's your club now? Firstly. Firstly. Alejandra Ganacho. A young starlet. Mm-hmm.
Say what now?
From his talent, yeah. We've not seen so much. Mm. Yeah. Mm. Yes, now that's the point. Now that's the point. They should win all the titles just like Man City did. That's the yes. Now you like Jungle Justice now. You flog you too.
He's an obvious Chelsea fan. What do you expect?
Favor said you're a Chelsea fan that you like Jungle Justice. Favor said you are a Chelsea fan that you like Jungle Justice. Mm. 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 Eketike. Is now you call etiquette. Come on, go. Come. You violated the show. Yeah, see, you have violated the show. Come on, go. Come on, go. I like you. Etiquette. I got above that. Come on, go. Come on, go. I like you.
You know,
Go.
better pass me.
0916005945. Someone just called Eketike etiquette. Ekitek. For Manchester United, Gianluigi Donnarumma, can they afford him? Can they afford to bring in Gianluigi Donnarumma and Benjamin Sesko in the same season, considering the fact that they had to sack a lot of players and took Ferguson out from that ambassadorial role that was enjoying at Manchester United last season, considering the fact that they need to also balance their books and they've not been able to sell 4 out of those 5 players that Manchester United can they afford Benjamin Sesko and Gianluigi Donnarumma.
What I do? Let me say, all the Man U fans, the whole we are praying. If it's for whether we need the guy, we need them more. But well, Sha, I don't know what the plan is. I don't know how they are going to make this work. If you ask me on a very honest note, it may be difficult to sign both Shesko and Donnarumma.
Yeah.
But
they need both of them.
We need the both of them. That's the issue. And Shesko is most likely a done deal with the way.
It's not a done deal. I
say most likely.
Don't be arrogant about
most
it.
Most likely, with the way he's looking, he wants to come. We want him.
He wants to come to Manchester United, and they also have what's his name now, Alexander Isak.